Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. But guys, before we get started on the video, make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms. Everything's posted down below in the description. Go make sure to check us out over there. And guys, as always, on these like debate videos on our Monday episodes, if you guys want to join in and also give your thoughts, just go on X at CulePodcast and click on the streamer link, and that way you'll be able to join. But guys, today is not an episode that I really wanted to make. Unfortunately, as yesterday, the reaction to Barcelona's 4-1 loss against Real Madrid, it wasn't spectacular in whatever way. It was absolutely embarrassing. It actually gave me that sensation of Lisbon, the game against Bayern. It gave me that 8-2 vibes. But we have to, talk about it. We have to talk about the ramifications I can bring and just look at where Barcelona can go from here. But let me choose my co-hosts for tonight, both Sebi and Alex. Guys, say what's up.
Hey, guys.
What's up, guys?
All right, perfect. I'm just going to open up the discussion and just mention this. How are you feeling after that game? Just a day after where we, calmed our nerves a little bit and, we were able to dissect and take it all in. How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
The post-on clarity is hitting right now. Like, man,
bro, it happens. It happens.
It's rough. No, but look, this is my thing. Like, I don't mind Barca losing like finals. I just, when you get humiliated like that by your fans, and then you have Vini. Like, look, I'm a huge fan of Vini as a player, but he talks so much shit. So him going like this to the bench, like,
no, Alex, I agree with you. As a player, I rate his skill, but as a person, I don't respect him whatsoever. I think he's
he pisses me off, and it's fine because when you do what he did score a hat trick. Like you can talk, if you can walk the talk, I'm okay with this. So at the end of the day, I'm just annoyed because it happened to me, but I would have done the same.
Is that Vinny is so hot-headed that if you annoy him, he's just gonna come at you.
Exactly.
It's like,
so you know what?
There was no need to we get it. Like,
no, but the problem is that if he's on the other end of that, he cries and plays.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
for example, Piqué, like when he did the 5-hand, like for example, like Piqué, like he's not gonna cry about like Madrid fans like hating him. He's not gonna cry about like, for example, like every single time he went into the Espanyol field, the crowd was booing him, throwing him, like insulting his wife, talking about that. But Piqué didn't actually like get upset. He scored a header and then he shuts them. So like it's all fair game. But when Vinny actually cries about it, then like you're being a hypocrite.
Yeah, it's a different situation, but still, I get what you guys are saying. Either way, I don't care. We took the L, however we did, but it's just, man, it's upsetting because Barca's in a weird spot right now. It's not like we're fighting for relegation, but the season feels like a mid-table season. It feels like we're in like 12th place right now. We have nothing going on. I understand we're still in Europe, and Champions League is still a possibility in theory. Right, so we should take the games against Napoli as if they were finals, and obviously try to go as far as we can. But the league is cooked as it is right now. We're playing horribly. As you can see there, we're 8 points from first place. So
yeah,
it's not looking great right now.
With a game less.
Our next La Liga game is versus Betis away
from home. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so. It's what I'm saying. Like, the league's not looking great. We just lost the chance to win a major tournament. Copa del Rey is still there, but I don't know, man. It's one of those points in the season where I feel like we've hit a low, like a serious low, and I just think this brings so many questions regarding Xavi's tactics, the management, the club as a whole. The organization, like the transfers being made, because I know Barca are in a tough spot, but you can't look at this team and tell me that half of the players that are there deserve to be there, because that game was just horrible to watch, man. It looked like everyone was tired from the beginning. Like, defensively, it was disgusting. Like, the way Conde and Christensen, mainly them two, Araujo also got cooked several times, but seeing the way they were playing it just, like, it was lazy. Playing offside like that, like, I understand you play a high line, but you're playing the player offside when he's in his own half. Like, that's stupid. Like, you're not gonna outside trap him. They're fast. Like, I don't know. I just saw so many individual errors, as well as maybe you can also say that some of Xavi, but I just hate it. I just hate how the team is playing right now, man. It reminds me a lot of that Coleman era.
I think Xavi got the formation wrong, to be honest.
Probably.
not the formation wrong, but certain players that should have not played.
I asked you guys a question. Do you guys think that this is the lowest point in Xavi's tenure so
Yeah.
far, and in this
Oh,
Xavi project?
by far, by
By
far.
far.
Okay, okay, and in
I
what
also
way?
think. Sorry to interrupt, but I also think going back to what you guys were saying about the wrong players, I don't know why Joao Felix didn't start. And we saw when he came on, he did positive things. Like he couldn't score, but we saw like off the bat, he did
At
that
least
little
he was
turn on.
trying. At least he was trying.
Right, and for example, like with
Martin
Ferran
Lopez.
Torres, Sergio Roberto can't play on the wing, so he's just basically
Mm.
like a fourth midfielder who's
Mm.
not really doing much. And then the fuck is Ferran Torres doing? Like the guy does the same play. He tries to play some pass down the middle and then try to cut. Like he tries to do 1-2s that don't really like make sense. Like
I understand where you guys are coming from, but I would rather take this game, and I would try to view it in like a macro level. I'm not gonna try and analyze the game too much because if I'm being honest, this is not like the first time that this has happened this season. For example, Barcelona, and this is why I put in the title. Barcelona is in full crisis right now. Barcelona. When was the last time Barcelona actually played well?
Not in a long, long time.
I would probably say the last time they played well was like
Atletico.
sometime-
Decent.
When was the last time, besides like just the game that just passed against Osasuna, that we
No,
scored more
man,
than
last
2 goals?
season. Last season was the last. I think that time period where we were cooking Madrid like every single game, like when
no,
Kessie scored that last minute goal.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like those were the last times we were playing good.
No, but I would say like the only good performances, and speaking onto that, like for example, like Xavi came out in the press conference, and he was mentioning like, hey, for example, I know Barcelona, they're going through a difficult point in time right now, but look at what I did in last season where I won La Liga and I won the Supercopa. Now I understand that, but guys, if you have to, we're halfway through, we're a little bit past the halfway point of this season, and we have to go back to last season to find a good like moment, like a good moment in Barcelona. Last time Barcelona actually played well, I would say it was actually in September. Those the 2 games against Royal Antwerp and Real Betis actually where we won 5-0. That was actually like the last time that I would say we actually played well. And here Alex fucking his camera freezes, but that's definitely like the last time that I would say like Barcelona actually played well. And so like I would like to view this Real Madrid game and what's happening in like a macro level. Just understand like why is Barcelona playing how they're playing, for example, and not talk about the specific failures about that specific Real Madrid game, because I don't think that that's just like a one-off. But Sebi, how are you feeling there?
I think
Well,
we're just having a bad season in general. Some players are not playing in their position. Wrong tactics, wrong attitude.
wait,
towards-
Alex, you can just go landscape mode.
Oh, can I?
Bro, look at this bot. His frozen face is doing an angle.
Some of the players don't have the attitude to play in Barcelona.
See, you mentioned that the bare minimum that is required for a Barcelona player is to show passion, effort, and like actually like run on the pitch. None of that was shown in any of these
Only
past couple
Fermin
games.
Lopez.
Only Fermin Lopez.
And Joao Felix a bit, but like other than
Yeah.
that, who else?
Oh my god, bro! The club is actually in such a mess right now.
We're still better than United though.
Oh yeah, well we are. But Sebi, like, what are your sensations of what's happening throughout the season? Like, why is Barcelona playing like so poorly?
I actually don't know the answer why we were playing so poorly, because last season was not like
No.
as bad. I just don't know what happened. But like also Deco just came out and said that we can't sign any new players because of financial fair play. So we're
That's
gonna just stick with the squad and probably lose Joao Felix and Cancelo.
Okay, so do you guys blame the coach, the players, the board, the fans? Like what's happening?
Look, you can't really blame the board because Laporta has tried to do everything that he possibly can to sign new players, and like I get it, some people don't want Xavi, blah blah blah. I understand, but he can't really do much because if you fire Xavi, you're gonna have to pay him money.
Yeah, and then the staff.
And then the staff and everything. So the board has actually done a good job of like recuperating money and tried to get financially back.
But would you say they've done a good job in terms of recruitment, for example? Because
Recruit,
you can argue, like,
it's
for
been a good
example,
recruitment.
why is Barcelona spending 40 million on Vitor Roque when we need a
Exactly.
CDM?
We don't have good.
Why
We have
why is Barcelona going out for Joao Felix when Xavi has specifically said that he doesn't want Joao Felix at the club? Why has Barcelona gone out for Cancelo, a right back who isn't really a right back and is playing in left back? Why did the board not sign an actual CDM and instead of different position? Why did
yeah.
Barcelona go for Rafinha?
Okay, so I think the board has
That's where
done
the
a good
criticism.
job, but the recruitment is terrible.
I think I think it's obviously been a mix of different reasons. I
Okay.
would say a big part of it has been the players. I don't think
I think players are mostly to blame.
yeah, and
Okay,
I'm
so you guys are going
like,
for the players.
I don't want you guys to think that I'm some like huge Xavi me writer, which I'm not. Like I love him as a player, but as a coach, he still has a lot to prove. But it's just like I think about it and I'm like, well, you can only coach so much. Like you see the mistakes these players are making, the little effort they're putting, and who are you gonna blame there? I think a lot of players have been horrendous this season, especially in the defense. I think Christensen has been asked. Conde a lot of times has been asked. Even Araujo has been asked. In the midfield, we've had a lot of injuries, but I don't think De Jong has been great. Pedri has been injured all the time. Gundogan has not been all that either. So it's a lot of things going on. Lewandowski's been asked this season.
Okay, Alex, but you just mentioned the entire squad. For example, do you think that Pedri is a talented player? Do you think Araujo is a talented center back?
I just said Araujo's playing bad and Pedri's been injured a lot. When he's played, he's played good, but
no idea. Like I'm getting to a point. I'm saying this all because like if the entire squad is actually underperforming, then that's not the actual like players. You look at the coach. You look at the coach and the management and think like, hey,
And
why isn't Xavi actually managing to maximize these players' strengths and not try to minimize their weaknesses?
I was going to get to that now. See, I think Xavi maybe lacks a little bit of experience with managing players and maybe getting the best out of them. We know there's managers like Pep Guardiola that excel at that. Everywhere they go, they always have a player they develop. I think a big example with him recently has been John Stones, a Man
phenomenal player,
as well as Kevin De Bruyne. Although some people may not agree, I think Guardiola was fundamental in helping him develop the game that he has now. And also, it is worth noting that I don't think he would play as good if he were in another system, regardless of how good he is.
I think Xavi is stuck in the tiki taka.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I think tactically, Barcelona don't have the midfield.
Look. Okay,
Barca don't have the players
exactly
to carry. Because it's what Xavi and Alvaro were saying the other day. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, where you guys were discussing.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Barca don't have Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. That doesn't exist anymore. We saw Barca try to replicate it when they last won in 2015, and they had Rakitic. But even then, they had MSN.
Okay, but just look at last season. Last season, when you look at the lineup and the squad, it's not. I wouldn't say it's night and day different. I would say like in that midfield, with the exception of Busquets and Xavi, the midfield is relatively intact. Okay, Busquets is gone, and you bring in Gunda. Okay, so why is Barcelona playing so much worse? And this is something that's actually worrying.
Because also an important thing, which is the loss of a really good keeper.
The loss of a really good keeper. I definitely agree.
Most shots Ter Stegen would have saved. I think the first goal versus Real Madrid that Iñaki Peña waited too long and then got baited. I think maybe he would have conceded Ter Stegen because there was a lot of space. Then he could have done anything, but there was a higher percent chance that Ter Stegen would have saved it than Iñaki Peña. Like it's good to have a world-class keeper in your net. Like because now that I do remember, a lot of like games from last season, a lot of teams were attacking and there were shots on goal. But the difference is that we had Ter Stegen and Iñaki Peña.
But do you put just the absence of Ter Stegen?
It's a big no, but just
I mean, I think it matters, but at the end of the day, like the
Because
way.
who controls the defense from the back?
Yeah, but we've
No,
seen
no, no.
no, I agree, but we've seen throughout the season, regardless of Ter Stegen being there, the defense conceding stupid goals. That at the end of the day, yeah, Ter Stegen is phenomenal, but he can only do so much. If your defense is giving up all these chances, like
No,
you're not a
and
wall either.
I agree with Alex, and I don't like this excuse that Xavi was saying a couple months ago. I would say in October, November, we're like saying, "Oh, Frankie De Jong is out. That's why we're not playing well."
Okay,
Pedri is out. That's why we're not playing well. Araujo is injured. Kunde is injured. That's why we're not playing well. Barcelona is not playing well, and now that these players are back,
Like once we,
why is this team not playing well? And even I bring you guys to this question. It's frustrating because I look at teams like Girona. I look at teams like Bayern Leverkusen. These teams are playing so much better football. I look at Girona and their game that they just tied in. I believe it was against Media, in which they got a draw. Let me see.
yeah,
I'm
and
actually
they have a red card.
0-0.
yeah 0-0. And guys, if you tell me like that game, if Barcelona play that game, like that would be Barcelona's best game of the entire season. Like that's how poor Barcelona have been playing throughout the entirety of the season. And these managers, these teams, they're playing with like
But if you look at
so much less resources than us. Are you saying that their left back is better than Balde? Are you saying that their center backs are better than Araujo and Kunde? Why are these players underperforming?
I agree with you, but I think football has changed, and I think the problem is the system. We must change
Yeah.
because if we look at our lineup, Kunde from Sevilla never played tiki taka in his life. Araujo, maybe, you know, Christensen never played tiki taka in his life under Tuchel, Conte, blah blah blah. Defensive coaches normally they play a 3-5-2 formation from Chelsea. Cancelo played with Pep, so he knows a bit of tiki taka,
Okay.
but Pep changed the style of play
That doesn't
and
even
the
do.
system. And the three mids, so Pedri, okay, he can play. I think Pedri can play tiki taka, whatever. Who did we have at the beginning? Gavi.
Yeah, we had Gavi.
Like
But going on,
the play style.
yeah, but
We have too many transfers that came in, and we're trying to put them in the tiki taka style of Xavi and the Barcelona DNA.
I just
They're not. They're not Barcelona players. Xavi has to get that. They're
see,
not Barcelona players.
but I don't even think that Xavi. I don't even think that Xavi knows what type of football that he's trying to play
I don't think he does.
onto the pitch, for example. And so, like you mentioned in tiki taka, I'm like saying, yeah, I'm guessing that's the goal. That's the end goal. But we're nowhere near that. Like, but this team, this Barcelona, they're not playing tiki taka whatsoever.
I want to see this comment. Do Barcelona have a physical midfielder? They
Yeah.
do not have one physical player. All their players, no offense to them, compared to every top team in Europe, they're a stick.
I would only say the only one who's
We have
physical is actually Gavi,
the
and
new
he's out injured.
the new football. You have to be physical. You have to run fast. You have to have everything. Barcelona
I completely agree. But guys, are we saying that Sergio Busquets? Are we saying that Frankie Young and Pedri and Gavi? Just look at the performance last season. Are you saying that midfield was physical? No, I'm just saying that team was playing extremely better than what we're seeing now. Why is Barcelona? Like, I'm asking you guys this question. Let's try to actually critically think and let's try to understand why has a team regressed so much. Why has his best version of Barcelona been when he has Aubameyang, Ferran Torres, Dest, and Adama Traore? Why has that Barca when he first came in so much better than the Barca of now?
We should have not sold the Aubameyang.
Yeah, but I mean that's not the only issue.
Yeah, he was cooking though. He was cooking.
No, but look. I think I agree and disagree with what they were saying about the physicality. Yes, it matters, but it doesn't. Like Elias pointed out, Sergio Busquets existed, and that's got to be like the least physical.
Okay, but Sergio Busquets in his prime and Sergio Busquets in the important matches of the last 3 years.
But even still, like for example, like Rodri still wasn't able to replace Sergio Busquets in that starting DM role, Rodri
Okay,
of
I
now
understand that,
in
but
the
also
Spanish
you have
national team. Like, for example, like that's the level of talent, and
That's
that's the
true.
level. Like, for example, you don't need these physical midfielders, but I do
that's
understand
what
that, for example,
Brazil
in
is,
this modern
bro.
football, if your entire front line, if no one is pressing, if Lewandowski isn't pressing,
Yeah,
if the
Lewandowski.
press, and if the press isn't structured, for example, like I understand, like if Lewandowski, he needs like certain periods of the point where he needs to rest, but that press needs to actually be organized, and this is why I'm blaming this whole situation on where Barcelona's in on multiple different people. I'm blaming the board for the poor recruitment. I'm blaming Xavi for his poor management of the team. I'm blaming the players because these players, they should be doing much better. Like when you look at Real Madrid's game, I mean in Barcelona's game yesterday, Koundé makes two errors, individual errors that just absolutely sentence the game. But as well, Xavi, why do you set your team up like that?
Exactly.
Why do you have to come back in every single match? Why do you start from behind? That's just because Xavi, he starts the game poorly. And his staff, like his staff is not even qualified. I mean, like people are
Staff is his
saying,
brother.
yeah, his staff is his brother. Like, what football qualifications do they have? Barcelona, a top team, cannot have these people and be an elite club and have people, staff members who are not even part of the
Okay,
top level management.
you know what we should do? We should pull up, see if you can pull up the Barcelona, like the whole entire squad, who's in the squad, and
Yeah.
we should do who do we keep and who do we sell, in your opinion?
Can you guys sign me?
Okay, let me see.
I'll kill for the badge.
I'll go for the badge.
Barcelona, if you watch this,
Let me see if I can actually bring it up, boys.
I am finalist 4 times.
I am finalist. I am legend. They retire my jersey.
Okay, let me see. I'm pulling it up right now. It's kind of loading. Give me a second.
Bro, if you have slow Wi-Fi, just say that, dog.
Just slow Wi-Fi. Yeah, hold up. Okay, let me share my screen.
Oh yeah, and to the
Okay,
comment that said, are all of you Barcelona fans? Sadly,
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to be us these days.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. All right, let's look at this. Right, share this tab. Okay, there we go. We have Ter Stegen, Joao Cancelo, Balde, Araujo, Inigo Martinez, Gavi, Ferran, Pedri, Lewandowski, Rafinha, Iñaki Peña, Joao Felix, Christensen, Marcos Alonso, Romeo, Sergio Roberto, Frankie De Jong, Gundogan, Koundé, and as well, you're going to probably include
if you can
Vitor
find it in one
Roque.
football, I think you
What?
can find it in one football.
One football? Let me put. But that's basically like the entire squad right there.
Or foot mob.
Okay. I'll look it up, but talk about that for right now.
Okay.
I mean, what's there to say? Ter Stegen obviously keep. Wait, could you zoom in a little bit? It's a little hard to see.
Well, actually, right here. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, this is the goalkeepers. These are the goalkeepers. Just Iñaki Peña, Ter Stegen.
Okay, I will keep both
then
of
you
them
have the
because we don't have any other keepers and we can't sign any other keepers. So
Yeah.
just Iñaki is not bad, but he's not like super good.
And he's
He's a backup.
Yeah, he's a backup. He's not supposed
backup.
to be crazy.
Well, I mean, I feel like our backups have been pretty good. Like,
Okay.
when
Our defenders.
okay,
Keep Balde.
okay,
Sell Christensen.
yeah, I would say sell Christensen, sell Alonso, sell Sergio Roberto, and I would like to add Kunde, but we don't have any more defenders, so I sell those 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
In the midfield.
Like, keep Fermin, keep Frankie,
Keep Gavi.
keep Gavi, keep Gundogan. Sell Romeo.
Honestly,
Okay.
yeah, the midfield isn't that bad.
It's
And up top.
okay.
Tell Lewandowski to go to Habibi land. Stay the fuck away from my club.
Habibi, Saudi is calling.
Sell.
Tell him to learn Arabic.
Oh, Ferran Torres. Ferran, get the fuck out of here. Rafinha, get the fuck out of here. Lewa, maybe, possibly. I don't know yet. I'll wait until the end of the season. Joao Felix, I would keep if he wasn't that expensive. If he's expensive, sell him.
Okay.
I will keep Lamine Yamal.
Okay. Okay, but guys, you guys have just named, I would say, possibly a third of the squad.
Well, that's
That's what I'm saying. We don't
Oh
have
yeah. Okay. but would you guys also say maybe it's this team isn't as talented? It lacks talent.
Bro, I think it lacks some talent, but I just think like the team is playing so ass right now that it's so like I feel like it's such an inconclusive like thing to say because I can't be like yeah it's the team or yeah it's the coach because maybe who knows maybe Guardiola comes in and he thinks yo bro get rid of the whole team, this team's ass.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
also,
so, like,
congrats to Pep Guardiola. He has just won the
bro, he
best
doesn't know
men's
you. Stop
manager.
congratulating him. He
No,
does
no,
not know you, dog.
no. For example, like we have to
He
mention
don't
this
give a
because Pep.
fuck.
No, we're talking about Pep.
Pep comes up CulePodcast and he's like, "Thank you, Elias."
No, it's what's it called? It's
Oh,
because
yo,
like Pep
Guardiola just
Guardiola has
commented.
said.
No, he just commented. Go watch. Go watch.
Pep
Nah,
Guardiola
but
has said, like, if Barcelona comes calling, I will come back. And so I beg to the question, like, guys,
He
what
won't come
happened?
back. He won't come back. He's just fucking with you.
nah,
He's fucking with
bro,
everyone.
the team will
Like,
be
guys,
this.
please
No, but Guardiola, listen.
come back.
Real talk, Guardiola is a coach that would only go to a team if he knows they're gonna do transfers, and Barca can't do business right now. Like if Barca were financially stable, if they were like Madrid, yeah, he would come, but nah, not like this.
Not to this mess right here.
No. Well, but it
But
also shows
but,
because
but
look, remember what happened with Guardiola before him. It
Mhm.
was
Rijkaard.
Rijkaard, and
Yeah.
Rijkaard got the team when it was like in a kind of a similar situation where it had like young talent and old players, and then Guardiola came, and look what happened. So
Washed.
Okay.
And you're on
Um,
Ronaldinho left when Pep was there. When Pep
okay.
first came.
And guys, okay, and so
There's-
I asked this another question. What do we do with Xavi? How what are your feelings on Xavi?
Okay,
listen,
Xavi.
if Xavi doesn't, okay, I'm gonna keep it simple. Maybe this is too harsh, but I think desperate times call for desperate measures. If he doesn't win Copa del Rey, or at least make a genuinely deep run in the UCL, I'm talking about like quarters, maybe semis, then sack him. If he doesn't do that stuff, sack him. Get him the fuck out of there.
Okay, this is my point of view. If you lose to the third division team,
Oh, that's
Oh
too,
my no.
that's too,
Please
It's sackable on the spot.
sack
It's sackable
him.
on the spot.
Sack him, please.
It's
That's
sackable
what
on
I'm
the
giving
spot.
you. I'm giving you to the end of the season if you beat the third division team.
Okay. So
But if
so
you
if you
lose to
then you
the
might be
advance,
third
asking for
division
too
team,
much
I'm
now.
sacking you.
You might be asking for too much.
okay.
I'm only
Okay,
asking
but
him to beat the third division team.
Shout out to this podcast, Más que Pelotas. I was listening to them, and they also mentioned this point, which I agree to some extent, but I don't know. I have mixed sensations. But it's Barcelona, I would say, burning one of their cards on their sleeve. And what do I mean by that? I'm saying like this was Xavi when this is a young Xavi. This isn't an experienced Xavi. A young Xavi, no, an apology, an experienced Xavi. He would come in and he would basically, implement that tiki taka football. He would bring in the masculine club, the essence of the club, into the football. And what the podcast was saying, what a person was saying, is that we sometimes burn those cards a little bit too quickly. For example, we burnt the Xavi card too quickly. We brought in Xavi too quickly. We brought him into the situation where it wasn't ideal. What happens if Barcelona bring in a Puyol? What happens if they bring in an Iniesta, for example, or even Busquets? And then they talked about like, hey, there was like sort of like some talks about Busquets after he retires potentially coming and being Xavi's assistant.
I have
Just bringing the essence to the
look, I
club.
have a point of that because it's kind of like what Argentina did with Scaloni.
Yeah.
Because you're bringing in Scaloni's staff is basically all ex-Argentinian national players. Samuel, Aymar,
Yeah.
all of them are but they've had experience before. Like they've done their coaching license, everything like that.
Yeah.
There. Scaloni was a risk.
Yeah, he was.
He was a big risk, but at the end it turned out good.
It paid off. It paid off.
They did with Xavi, like they took the risk, but Xavi's staff is terrible compared to Argentina's staff of ex-national team players. Like the staff is completely different. Like Xavi's brother, what has he done? Like, please tell me why.
Oh no. I want to say this because I remember when Xavi first came to the club right after what's his face right after um,
Who
I
was
forgot
it?
the name.
Akuman?
Koeman, yes.
Yeah.
But right after Koeman, I remember like they were saying that he was finding players for showing up late. That the players were like trying harder. Like I just remember like the atmosphere and the club culture changing a lot when he came in. I just think, maybe the players just got comfortable. They were like, you know what? We won the league. We won trophies. We're playing okay. And they just eased down. I think to a certain point, like, I think the players are still largely at fault because I remember the shift. I can still remember it. Like, Xavi coming in, everyone
No.
respecting him because they're like, well, this guy's like a legend. Like, he actually knows what the fuck he's doing. And I remember, at least me, like, how confident I felt in the club those first few months. And there were months where we were playing with even Dani Alves.
No.
We were even playing with him, and we were playing with Jordi Alba, and we still recognized that these players were on their way out, and we recognized that we had like a good future ahead. But now, what has changed? We got rid of the problems, right? Let's call
Yes.
them that. Let's call those
Yeah.
players the problems, and whatever. We got a new squad. We got a younger squad. In theory, we have a better squad now than we did then. But what has changed? I think the player attitudes have changed. They seem tired. Um, yeah, but the new manager bounce, like, does it really give you a new manager bounce when you win the league after those first few months, and when you win the Supercopa? Like, I don't think so. Now I
Yeah.
understand. I understand the whole UCL issue, right? That didn't change, but I just think of what Xavi did that first season and that first half season when he came in, and I don't know. I just think Xavi isn't a bad manager. Maybe he's not ideal to win the UCL, but I don't think. I think he would be good for the situation we have now. I just really feel like the players aren't respecting him as much as they should.
I
And
think
Do you
they
think
aren't
do you
trying-
think that Xavi has lost the dressing room? Because
I think he
in
has
the
lost
half
the dressing room.
in
Yeah,
in the halftime speech, actually, there came out like some reports in the media, and they talked about this in early on the channel, that Xavi came up with, I would say, like a defeated tone. And that defeated attitude, it was already like you saw it in the players. For example, I'm looking at a couple of players and I'm thinking like, hey, have these players actually thrown it in the towel and just like have just given up on Xavi?
I think Xavi doesn't have enough power. Like if he would want to get rid of the players, he would. But
But
like
but hey, but guys, this is
much
Xavi. This is Spain's arguably best midfielder. This is Xavi and an icon of the club. If Xavi doesn't have power, then what are we doing?
okay,
Like,
but
for example, who is Gundogan to tell Xavi what to do? Who is Lewandowski to tell Xavi what to do?
remember what
Who
Jose
is
Mourinho
who-
did. Jose Mourinho said the players in this day and age don't have respect. They're like brats. A lot of Barcelona's players are very young.
no.
that's.
They
But
might
honestly, but I feel like, listen, we obviously don't know what's going on in the locker room, but I feel like the most disrespect comes from players like Lewandowski, like Gundogan, who are they're already older and they just think, like, I know what I'm doing. But I feel like people like Gavi are more like, just follow whatever the managers. I don't know. That's the
Pedri,
Okay,
yeah.
guys, I asked you this question before we round off the video. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? And what do you guys think that Barcelona's going to win? If you were Xavi or if you were Laporta, what do you do to basically um confront these next upcoming games and the next upcoming months? What do you
Okay.
do?
I
You
think
can talk about like if you're Laporta or if you were Xavi.
okay, if I was Laporta, I would actually hold a big meeting with everyone.
Okay.
With everyone, staff, players, managers. They all have to be there and they have to talk about the situation because there's no way this can be happening right now. Other
Okay.
than that, they have to go now game by game. Hopefully, we'll qualify for Champions League. And let's see how La Liga does it. Like I said, I think we have to focus, like Alex said, on Copa del Rey. Hopefully,
Okay.
because I think we will qualify for Champions League. But other than that, I do not see us winning any title.
Okay. Alex,
Yeah, I got nothing to add. Sebi summed it up perfectly.
am I there? As soon as Gavi got injured, our pressing became non-existent. It's crazy how a 19-year-old had an impact on the whole team.
That's what I'm saying. We can't rely. I've been saying this from the beginning. We can't rely on a 19-year-old, the 16-year-old, an 18-year-old, the 20-year-old. These youngsters for Barca. They
But
can't
why
carry.
is it? Why is it that our game changers is a 16-year-old Lamine Yamal? Why isn't it a 35-year-old Lewandowski? Why is a
Because
19-year-old
they
Gavi be
actually
more
they,
influential
because they
than?
actually give a fuck about the team. They grew up there. That's the team they grew up supporting. They're
Exactly.
they obviously they're getting paid, but it's part of their dream. Like they actually play like they give a fuck. Look at I'll remind you, look at Joao Felix. He wants to be here. He wants to be a part of the team. Like he's on loan. Like he could be at Atletico, he could be like getting paid more, but he willingly put himself on loan because that's the team he wants to fight for and stay at.
Well, Joao Felix, I have like mixed feeling because, like, for example, he's there have been games where like his attitude just wasn't there. Like it showed
Well,
like, hey,
oh
like,
yeah,
do you even want to be on the pitch? But and there are other
yeah,
times where
but most of the time I feel like he's giving it his all. But I don't know. I just think yeah, basically what Sevi said. Sack the whole team, sign me,
it's like,
make me the captain. Like fuck.
okay. Giving my thoughts before we round off the video. Um, what I would do, I would start off with basically, you know, like having a team meeting, actually just analyzing. Hey guys, what's going on? I actually talk and just try to analyze the whole situation, and then it's a completely a meritocracy. I would actually just scrap up the blueprint and start from scratch. What isn't working? What is working? Xavi, first of all, what football do you want to play? Just basic level. What type of football do you want to play? Do you want to play defensive type of football? Do you want to play attacking type of football? Do you want to control possession? What do you want to do? Understand the footballing basics and then build your way up. Because if not, we are just in for, you know, let's see what happens in this game. Let's see what happens in this game. Because yesterday, what was the plan against Real Madrid? Tell me, what was the actual plan? Nothing. Sergio Roberto was in that fourth midfield, but who is he actually supposed to press? What positions was he supposed to take up? That's what I'm saying. Start a plan. Start just from the basics. Then in that system, for example, if you want to play 4-3-3, if you want to be high press, play the actual personnel. Have the right profiles. If you want to have a 4-3-3, play actual wingers. Well, I just want to see right now. I'm just being serious. I would rather see Barcelona play well and not win any trophies, and then Barcelona. I would say, you know, have a good run in the UCL, but play atrocious and not win anything. You know, like I just want to see this Barcelona team play well. See me have an actual structure, and then from there, just step by step, game by game, and
Game
just
by
build.
game by game. But all that you just said should be held in a meeting, and for the players, the managers, and the board, everyone has to come together and talk about it.
Yeah, yeah, and then it's a complete like a meritocracy. If Lewandowski isn't playing well, Vitor Roque, boom, you're my striker. Vitor Roque, you're making these runs. You can actually, for example, if you want to have a mobile striker, you put in Vitor Roque. You do not play in Robert Lewandowski. That's simple. You start from right there. It doesn't matter if Robert Lewandowski throws his fist, he bitches. I'm sorry, I don't care. You're Robert Lewandowski. I'm Xavi. That's simple. You actually show power in that dressing room. You show that power, and then, you know, as I said, you go on from there. But it's going to be a next tough couple of weeks. But Barcelona, they have to bounce back. Barcelona in on Thursday, they play against in the Copa del Rey against Unionistas de Salamanca.
My predictions, score predictions.
Oh my god, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. Okay.
4-0 loss.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna play a young squad, I'm guessing.
I,
So
I don't think so. I actually don't think that we're gonna play a squad at all. I think that we're
okay, I
Barcelona
think
going to
the
go
Rook
like
is gonna
full.
play. I think like there'll be some subs.
Okay.
Okay,
But guys, wait,
2-1,
what happened?
2-1.
Okay. I'm not gonna give a score prediction because my score predictions as of late have been absolutely atrocious. But guys, I want to know your guys' thoughts, your sensations, your feelings regarding this whole crisis that Barcelona is in. Xavi's under huge pressure. What would you do with Xavi? Would you guys look to keep him on until the end of the season? Would you guys want to sack Xavi right now? What would you do with the players? Which players would you want to keep? Which players are just, you know, saying like, hey, this player needs to go? And what are your sensations? What are your feelings around the club? And what signings would you want to bring in if we could sign anyone at all? But guys, thank you guys all for watching. I'm gonna be posting all these videos on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Make sure to tune in over there. But guys, thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching the channel. And as always, guys, remember, like, subscribe, and comment. and I'll see you guys all in the next video.